friends, Min here from Honest Stampage. I'm super excited to be sharing with you a creation that I made using the new Rusty Rails set from TaylorMade Cards for You. They are our sponsor this month for Crafters Castle. And so before I show you everything about my creation and the technique that I have for you, I wanted to share with you everything that's in this awesome set. So this set comes with a couple of different ephemera pages that have train images, ticket stubs, things like that. Some cards, a little pocket that you can cut out and put together, and then some really cool pattern paper. So there's this 4-in-1 and then this 2-in-1. So that's the Rusty Rails kit. You can see the little train here. This one is more just vintagey, and I love the distressing around the edges. So those are the things that you'll get in the kit, which is amazing. Now, if you enter our challenge at Crafters Castle, you have a chance to win that. Otherwise, if you're looking to make some masculine birthday cards or Father's Day cards, go grab it because this kit is perfect. The card that I've made today, I'm calling a modified easel card, because usually an easel card has the card base plus another piece put on top of it. But what I've done with this one is I've created just a regular card base and I've modified it to where it's still an easel card with just the regular card base. So I wanted to show you how I created this card base. I'm not going to go in details for the whole card, but all of these elements are in that Rusty Rails set, and I just kind of matted them with black cardstock. And as you can see, I made sure that I only adhered them to the bottom part of my main panel. So I'm going to show you how to make this modified card base real quick. It's so super quick and easy. And then you can edit or make this little pop-up thing inside to be your sentiment. So I chose a birthday sentiment. This could also be really good for Father's Day, but I have a brother whose birthday is coming up and I thought this would be a great birthday card for him. So here is how you create this modified easel card base. So we're going to start with just a regular size card base, and we're going to fold it in half, just like this, to create a card that opens from the bottom. This is a little bit different than a traditional greeting card, but I love using this type of a fold on my cards in general. And you can score that, but this cardstock that I use actually does a really nice job of folding on its own. So I just folded it in half, and then all you have to do is open this back up, and whichever side is going to be your top, you take this and fold it into the middle. So I'm just going to take this and fold it into the middle. And if you want to know, this measurement right here is 2.75 because it's half of 5.5. So this right here is going to give me my 2 folds that I need for my modified card base. Now the question becomes, how do I get some sort of something to fit on here that looks like this normal card base but can act like an easel card? And it's really not super difficult. So now that I have my card base done, I need to create the panel that's going to go on top of this. So I've got a piece of black cardstock, and then I've got a piece of the Rusty Rails paper that I'm going to layer on top of it to create the base. Now, it's really important when you do this that you get adhesive all the way around each edge like this. But then also, because we're going to end up cutting this panel in half to create the modified easel, you want to make sure that in the middle of this, you've got a good amount of adhesive. And you can use a glue runner or you can use double-sided tape. Either way, it's going to be fine. And then I'm also going to put just a nice X on the top and the bottom. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere it to my other black panel, and there I have a nicely matted panel. Now, in order for this to come and layer on here but still act like the easel, I'm going to need to cut it in half because as you can see here, there's a nice edge where I cut it so that it can fold with the card. So because this is 5 1/4, I need to do 2 1/8 more than a half, which I'm not going to do the math right now because I'm out of school right now and so I don't have to. So I'm just going to go to 2 1/2, that makes 5, and then 1 more 1/8, and I'm going to cut this in half to create 2 equal pieces of one panel. Now that I have those cut, I need to adhere it to my card. And again, you can use tape runner or double-sided tape. And for this part, I am going to actually use double-sided tape so that it sticks nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and put double-sided tape all the way around each piece. Alright, so now that I have that double-sided tape, it's time for me to go ahead and layer this onto my card base. So I'm going to take these off, and I know a lot of people like to trim their adhesive, but if I ever have extra like that, I just fold it up because that way it's not technically going to waste. It just makes me feel better about life choices. Anyway, so I'm going to take this top piece and I'm going to make sure that the bottom of it is flush with this middle fold and that it's kind of nicely matted around the rest of it. And I'm going to push it down. So that's the top piece, and as you can see, it's going to pop up towards the back when the modified easel is put up. And now I'm going to take the bottom piece, and then I'm going to make sure that this goes right up against here to create an almost seamless background piece. And I'm going to push that down well. You can see this one a lot better, this seam a lot better than this seam. I'm not sure if it's because of how I've placed these or whatever, but really that's not going to show up too much once you get elements and stuff added to it. Okay, so now I have that modified easel card base, and like I said, all you need to do now is take different elements and layer them together. Make sure that you're only adhering them to that bottom part of the panel so that your pop-up will pop up, and create your inner sentiment right here. The way that I created this sentiment is really actually kind of fun. I took this little piece here, and then I also cut out some of the paper that looks like this, and I created my own little thing, and I had a punch that punched out the little tag edges, and I layered it on top. So that is how to create a modified easel card base using the Rusty Rails kit from Tailor Made Cards for You. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you had fun. I hope you try this, and hopefully you'll find that these type of easel cards are easier to mail. Give me a comment down below. Let me know what you've created. Leave me a link if you have a link to your card. And until next time, hugs and happy stamping, friends. Bye.